Hello everyone, this is Doxy Mom and welcome back to my channel. If you haven't done so already, I'd greatly appreciate if you'd hit that little red subscribe button. You can ring the bell for notifications, and if you like this video, just give it a thumbs up. Well, Miss Cindy, she's right here with me, and we're going to bring you the news in 15 minutes or less, so let's get started. Now, that nice senator from Tennessee, Marsha Blackburn, she was on Sunday Morning Futures yesterday talking about Iran and China. Now, she said Iran is trying to turn Europe against us because they're desperate. Their economy is shrinking 6 to 10% this year, and inflation is at 40%. Now, President Trump, he is keeping the pressure on with the sanctions, but he's keeping a cool head at the same time. And guys, this is exactly what he needs to be doing. Now, Iran, they want to enrich uranium, to build a nuclear weapon, and to spread terror, according to Senator Blackburn. This is awful. Now, the poor Iranian people, they're suffering because of their evil leaders. Now, our administration, they're holding out hope that for a diplomatic solution. Now, guys, we just need to pray that Iran, that they'll stop enriching the uranium, that they'll stop trying to build a nuclear weapon, and they'll stop funding terrorism and come to Trump's negotiating table, where things would be so much better. So let's just all pray for that. Then they moved on to China, and they said we've had a reset of the trade negotiations, and hopefully there is a way forward to getting a deal done with China. So we need to be praying for this too. Okay, guys? Now, the senator, she went on to say that we have to be very careful because we cannot allow Huawei to build out these 5G networks. Not for us, not for anybody. China is building a spy network, guys, and we're telling China that they can't empower this state-run company of Huawei because it's their mechanism to spying. Now, China tried to sell merchandise to our military so they could spy on us. Well, we did not let that happen, thank you, Jesus, but the senator said that these American companies that are selling to Huawei, well, they need to stop doing that. She called them out, and she just said, we don't need to do anything that will encourage their innovation. So, I totally agree with you, Senator. Then they moved on to Horowitz's IG report and the Mueller investigation, and she said that people want to know what's happening, and she is so right. We want to know, Marsha. Now, how did 4 FISAs get signed based on a dirty dossier? And new witnesses, they've come forward. I told you about those in a previous video. And according to the senator, now, I'm going to quote what she says. She says, many Democrats are very nervous about this, and maybe they should be nervous about this, end quote. Well, Marsha knows something. Now, my viewers all know, because y'all are so smart, that this goes all the way back to Obama, and hopefully Barr, Durham, Horowitz, and Huber, they're all going to start proving this, and soon. But I'll leave a link to that. Now, let me get to the right page here. President Trump, he spoke to some reporters on Sunday, and he congratulated the women's soccer team on winning the World Cup and said it was an incredible achievement with great players. Now, guys, it is a shame that some of these players don't appreciate our wonderful president. And then I heard they dropped the American flag on purpose. I'm not saying they did that on purpose, but that's what I heard. And guys, you don't let the American flag hit the ground. We all know this, but I'm guessing that, you know, a few years down the road, they're going to look back at this and they're going to be ashamed of how they acted. Now, he went on to say that Iran better be careful because you enrich for one reason, and they just better be careful. Then he was asked about Jeffrey Epstein, and he said he didn't know anything about that. But then the President Trump, he was asked about China, and this is what he said. He says, we are doing very well with China. Most importantly, we're doing very well with the tariffs. We're taking in billions and billions of dollars from China. Now, in the past, we didn't take in 10 cents from China. They ripped us off during Obama and Biden and the Bushes and obviously Clinton. And right now, China isn't very happy because thousands of companies are leaving China because they don't want to have to pay the tariffs. Oh well. Now then Trump, he said that the Fed, they should lower the rates and we could have a Dow 5 to 10,000 points higher, which would be wonderful, and I'll leave a link. Now, I'm going to show you a clip of what President Trump did when the Blue Angels flew over. Y'all, he gave us a sign. I want to see if you caught it. Let me get it started here. There we go. Make sure y'all can see this. This is when the Blue Angels were flying over. Do you see that? Well, wasn't that interesting? And I'm sorry, I was trying to get that to where you could see it. I tried to do this video a little earlier and I missed out on the... Now, moving on. But I was so happy he was going to give us a sign, and he did. And, you know, some people think that 17, they might stop posting, or that, you know, he or they. And but I hope that that's not the case, guys. I don't know, but I sure like knowing what's going to be coming and what to be looking for. So let's hope that he has not stopped, you know, giving us some messages. Now, this is about JFK Jr. 107 went on Field's show, and this was before I'm pretty sure this was before the 4th happened, but he said that, talking about Junior, he has arrived just as advertised on July 4th, so everybody was right, and there's still yet more to come. We haven't heard the last of that whole scenario. Revelations are coming that will shock the crap out of people. So, now guys, we didn't see Junior, and let me just tell you about what's been happening over on the 8chan board. There's been a lot of chatter, and the president, he was threatened on 8chan, saying that he'd be shot in the face on July 4th. Now, was that a real threat? I don't know. But thank you, Jesus, that did not happen. And of course, President Trump was behind that bulletproof glass. And everywhere else he speaks, guys, you know, people are searched. It's a controlled environment. But here he was just out in front of the whole world, in front of the Lincoln Memorial. And, you know, there's a lot of crazy people in the world. So that's why, you know, they took the threat seriously, and they put him behind the bulletproof glass. But, you know, Junior didn't appear, and was it because of these threats? Now, I don't know, but there has been other chatter about Junior. Some said he was in one of the planes. Was he? I don't know. It could have been. Others saying that they took him out of the country because of the threats. Now, guys, I don't know. I have no idea. And I think really just a handful of people know. Now, I am 99% positive he's alive. I've never said I was 100% positive. Because there's always that 1% chance, and if he's not alive, I'll admit that I was wrong, and we'll just move on. But if he is alive, the first thing and the most important thing is his safety and the safety of his family. And then, guys, we don't want people to completely freak out, you know, because when he reappears, people are going to be shocked. I mean, most people don't have a clue as to what is going on in the world. So, now my viewers, you guys are prepared. And everyone, of course, has their own opinion. And we should. You know, if everybody thought alike, it'd just be a pretty boring world, wouldn't it? So, you know, it's good that we all have our own opinions. And like 17 taught us, we need to think for ourselves. Now, moving on, President Trump said that he will not be dealing with the UK's ambassador to the U.S., Sir Kim Darroch, especially since some memos leaked from his office where he called our wonderful president incompetent, inept, and insecure. So our wonderful president tweeted out the following after he heard about these leaked memos. He says, I have been very critical about the way the UK and Prime Minister Theresa May handled Brexit. What a mess she and her representatives have created. I told her how it should be done, but she decided to go another way. I do not know the ambassador, but he is not liked or well thought of within the U.S. We will no longer deal with him. The good news for the wonderful United Kingdom is that they will soon have a new Prime Minister. While I thoroughly enjoyed the magnificent state visit last month, it was the Queen who I was most impressed with. Don't you just love our president? Well, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I'm Doxy Mom, and until next time, God bless you all.